Hi everyone, welcome to Border Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie and this is the Tier 8 Premium Japanese Medium Tank, the STA-2. This is a tank I don't have, but Cycromancer Subzero, he certainly does and he absolutely loves it. Have a look at it. It looks pretty groovy. Looks a little bit like the normal Tier 8 Japanese Medium Tank, which I think is just called the STA. I could be wrong. It's got a pretty decent gun. 240 average damage, 212 penetration. If that's not enough, 275 penetration with the heat rounds, which are the premium ammunition. In this lineup, he's lucky enough to be top tier on Pilsen, the new map. And he's not stuffing around. A lot of the times you see the medium tanks go down the 9-0 line. And it looks like it's not going to happen in this game. Puts a couple of shots where that Tiger 1 might have been, but I think he was a little bit further back than where those doors are. It looked like it was a little bit closer though, when he was behind those doors. Looking at the lineup of the two teams, very heavy on the enemy side, lots of heavy tanks, which would concern me with all those medium tanks going in the area where the heavy tanks normally play. You'd think that the advantage to the Cycromancer Subzero side is that they have more medium tanks, so you'd think that they would dominate this eastern area if there was any kind of teamwork in random battles, but you often see this happen. Mediums go where heavies normally go and they just get out. They just fail to penetrate frontally on the top tier heavy tanks. So, I mean, the enemy have got 4 top tier heavy tanks: the Emil 1, the IS-5, the IS-6 and the Tiger 2, and of course the T26E4, the Super Pershing, could be played like a heavy tank as well. So that you'd imagine the enemy with that lineup, they should really dominate the western part of the map. 1-1 is the score. Cycromancer just waiting for his opportunity to do something. Those heavy tanks, as predicted, are really dominating the western side. That's the enemy heavy tanks, of course, not Cycromancer's heavy tanks. Of course, they've only got the AMX-50B and the IS-6 up at top tier, plus they do have a Super Pershing, which looks like he's on the eastern side, which is where he probably should be. 1-3 is the score. Cycromancer Subzero just waiting for an opportunity to pounce on the enemy tanks. He won't get a shot on that Emil, not where he is, or maybe he will. Shoots and misses, gets lit in the process. That KV2 caught well out of position, gets taken out by the T26E4. And with the score on 1-4, you'd think probably be forgiven for thinking, why is Stewie putting this video up? This is looking like an absolute whitewash. 1-5 now. But don't worry, a surprise will probably happen sooner or later. Cycromancer Subzero is still on full health because he hasn't really seen much action now. He's finally found something to shoot at, and that's the big derpy KV2, who's probably getting a little bit brave. Fires clutch towards the IS but misses. Needs to be careful. That IS has got a 400 alpha damage gun, but it's time for Cycromancer to sneak up on this KV2 and whack a bit of damage into him. Looks through this little gap, which isn't a bad little gap to shoot through. Someone's shooting him from behind, which will be the Cromwell, and he needs to be wary of that SU-101 too. Puts a shot into the Tier 8 tank destroyer, the Russian tank destroyer, the SU-101, which is a pretty fun little tank to play, but his team is in absolute diabolicals here. 4-9 is the score. 5-9 as a 6-9. They are starting to come back as that AMX-50-100. Looks like he's just unloaded his clip into these tanks on the east and western side, but now they obviously worked out that he's reloading. They've rushed him, sent him back to the garage and made the score 6-10. Looks like some pretty good teamwork happening on the enemy side, not much happening on Cycromancer's side. That artillery at K1 is probably about to be blown up, and the score's on 7-1 though. They're slowly starting to chip away. The T26E4, in my opinion, did the absolute right thing and dominated this eastern side. Got up to here, now he's got vision on their cap. You can see the camping IS, and the Cromwell just got taken out by that T26E4. He's done 1200 damage so far. Cycromancer Subzero in his STA-2, and now he's looking to try and rescue this game. They're down by 3 tanks, 8-11. So it's 4 versus 6, which is a little bit of a worry as he gets a shot into the Tier 7 Russian artillery, the S51. I do see a fair few of those around because they don't really lead to anything else. He picks up his first kill, and they're only down by 2 tanks now as he chips away into the SU-101, and he needs to be a little bit careful. The SU-101 gets taken down to a 1-shot, so he picks up his second kill, bringing his damage up to 1922, and now it's a 4 versus 5 situation. He's got the Type 59 with him and the IS-6 and that T26 E4. Picks up the kill on the SU-100Y, and that's an even ball game. 11 apiece, 4 versus 4. 2 tier 8s and 2 tier 7s versus 3 tier 8s as the T26 E4 gets taken out by the Emil 1. And so Cycromancer doing the right thing, keeping this wall, this building between him and the auto-loading Swedish heavy tank. And he wants to get rid of this IS before this Tiger gets the chance to flank up on them. He's on 400 health though, so he really can't afford to take a shot from the tier 7 Russian heavy tank because their average damage is around about 400. Type 59 on full health, which is good to know because they're a pretty handy tank as well. Peeks out and puts a shot into the Scorpion G, bring him down to a 1-shot, pulls back as the IS-6 gets killed, and the Scorpion G goes for a poke, and Cycromancer picks up his 4th kill, does take a shot from the IS, taking him down to 4 hit points, and he knows he can get at least 2 shots in before he reloads. There's his second shot, taking the IS down to a 1-shot. One more will do the job, and of course that IS was thinking exactly the same as what Cycromancer was thinking. One more shot and I'll have him, but he's only on 4 health. There's still an Emil 1 with its 4-shot auto-loader, and of course that Tiger, which could be anywhere now. He hasn't been seen for some time. So the Type 59 coming up to where Cycromancer is to try and work together, and that's what they need to do. That Type 59 on about half health, bit over half health, as the Tiger, looks like the Tiger's getting brave. Thank you very much for the top gun, says Cycromancer Subzero with his STA-2. 3,500 hit points of damage and 6 kills, which you always got to be pretty happy with 6 kills in any battle. Now that Emil 1 hasn't been spotted. Cycromancer can't afford to take a shot here. He's on 4 hit points. Even high explosive, even a nudge would kill him on 4 health. So Type 59 does the right thing and moves forward to make sure he's the only one who can be damaged. Now that's 1 shot from the Emil. You need to got to count him here. That's 2 shots, 3 shots. Cycromancer shoots and misses, but that was a 4th shot from the Emil, I'm sure of it. Reloads premium ammunition, pretty sure he's on the reload. Shoots and bounces. Looks like the Emil 1 trying to bluff the STA-2, pushing forward, trying to make him think that he's loaded, but no, thank you very much. Kill number 7, and a pretty tight finish with Cycromancer in his STA-2, the Tier 8 Premium Japanese heavy tank. No surprise, it's an Ace Tanker Mastery badge. Bruiser, Jewelers, 5 for effect. Top Gun for picking up the 6 kills, and he had an absolute ripper. Top scored. The AMX 5100 didn't have a bad game. The Type 59, I would have thought he would have done a little bit more than that, considering he was on full health at the start of that final battle. 1,409 base experience, 3,676 damage, 7 kills, and that was enough for an Ace Tanker Mastery badge, and not a bad amount of credit. It would have been 70,000 with a premium account. He fired 26 shots, 19 hit, and 18 of those 19 shots did damage. So he only bounced 1 shot, and that was against the Emil towards the end. Not a bad replay at all from Cycromancer Subzero in the STA-2, the Tier 8 Japanese Premium Medium Tank. Thanks for the replay. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and see you all next time.